past several years, home prices have skyrocketed across the United States. With high mortgage rates riding shotgun, many homebuyers have been priced out of the market, and sellers' homes are sitting on the market for a significantly longer period of time. Well, you know what they say, what goes up must come down. And in 2025, these two housing markets are going to suffer the most with housing price decreases. Housing prices are forecasted to fall in both Florida and Texas. If you're a home buyer looking in these areas, this is great news. You're going to have less competition and you may be able to score an awesome deal. If you're a home seller though, you're going to want to get your home on the market quickly, and you want to price it aggressively so that you can get ahead of this declining market. If you don't have to sell, you may even consider waiting a few years until the market hopefully turns back in your favor. Let's take a dive into Florida's housing market and talk about why prices are dropping. Home prices skyrocketed in the early 2020s, even more so than in other states, as there was a massive inflow of remote workers moving here seeking a little piece of paradise. This inflow of people reduced available home inventory and caused demand and home prices to soar. According to data from Reventure app, the typical value of a home in Florida went up about 60% over the last 5 years. Well, now that a lot of those remote workers have been called back into the office, interest rates have risen drastically, HOA fees are rising, property taxes are going up, a large number of new homes are being built, and Florida has an ongoing insurance crisis. Home prices, consequentially, have began to cool. If we look at year 2020, typical home values were reported to be around $246,000. Fast forward to 2022, and that number increased to $330,000. Typical home values then peaked in May 2024 around $394,000 and have taken a dive ever since. As of December, that value is sitting around $387,000. Homes are sitting on the market for a lot longer now, too. Back in May 2022, homes sat on the market for around 22 days, and in December 2024, that number shot up to 70 days. In the early 2020s, homes were selling way over the asking price, and that's just not happening anymore. You can see in April 2022, 43.6% of homes sold above the list price, but by December 24, that number plummeted to 9.9%. I'm just popping in here to say welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep seeing videos just like this one, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's get back to it. When it comes to Florida's housing supply, we hit the bottom of the pandemic dip in February of 2022 with almost 102,000 homes on the market. During this time period, homes were selling way over asking price and interest rates were very low. More and more sellers wanted to get in on this hot market and began listing their homes. Inventory has continued to rise ever since. And now we're sitting at a housing supply of just over 196,000. That's a 22% year-over-year increase. There's simply not enough demand for the amount of homes on the market. According to real estate investment firm Norada, home prices could drop as much as 15% in areas like Gainesville, the Palm Bay, Titusville, Melbourne metropolitan area, also known as Brevard County or the Space Coast, and the Lakeland-Winter Haven metropolitan area. Norada predicts these places to get hit the hardest, and I can certainly verify that for the Space Coast. Especially in Palm Bay, home prices have been dropping. Other sources, like CoreLogic, have their sights set on places like Punta Gorda, stating that there's more than a 70% chance of housing price decline over the next year. Florida home sellers are in for a rough year ahead. Now, let's take a look at Texas. Similar to Florida, Texas became a hotspot for people looking to move in the early 2020s, and home prices took off. In 2020, typical home values sat around $215,000. They peaked in August 2022 around $308,000 and are now sitting around $300,000. Just like Florida, homes in Texas are sitting on the market for a lot longer. Back in June 2022, homes sat on the market for around 20 days. That number has since tripled, and as of December 2024, homes have been sitting on the market for around 65 days. Just like Florida, Texas hit the bottom of the pandemic dip in February 2022. At just over 76,000 homes on the market. Again, this is when interest rates were low and a lot of sellers were getting over asking price for their home, so more and more home sellers jumped in on this hot market. And the number of homes for sale on the market has increased ever since. The Texas housing supply has almost doubled since 2022 and now sits just over 143,000. In many parts of Texas, there are more homes on the market than there are buyers, so we're seeing price drops. According to real estate investment firm Norada, home prices are likely to fall in several metropolitan areas across the state of Texas. Some of the cities that are forecasted to see larger drops in home prices are Alice, Pecos, Sweetwater, Big Spring, and Zapata. It's important to note that every local market is different, so while there may be price drops in many cities across the US, some cities may see price increases. But overall, especially in the state of Florida and Texas, you're likely to see price drops. If you have to move and Florida or Texas are options for you, 2025 may be the year to do it. Home sellers, buckle up. You are in for a bumpy ride this year. If you enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Alexandra, and I'll see you next time.